the subscribe button if you don't want me to come at night.
Have you ever wondered what lurks in the shadows when the clock strikes midnight in an old, eerie town? Welcome to a place where the ordinary meets the extraordinary, where the chill of the night holds more than just the cold. A place steeped in mystery and haunted by a silent specter, the Old Town. This town, with its cobblestone streets and ancient architecture, whispers tales of a time long past. But as the sun dips below the horizon and the moon claims the night sky, a different story unfolds. A story that sends shivers down the spines of the bravest souls. A tale of a shadowy figure that emerges from the deepest corners of the darkness. The residents, hardened by years of these ghostly visits, speak in hushed tones about this enigmatic entity. It's said to appear during the darkest hours, a silhouette against the moonlight, bringing with it an air of unease. Its presence is as real as the fear it instills, a fear that seeps into the very fabric of the town, casting a pall of dread that lingers long after dawn. No one knows who or what this figure is, or what it wants. Its intentions remain as elusive as the figure itself. Some say it's a lost soul, unable to find rest. Others claim it's a harbinger of doom, a spectral omen that foretells misfortune. But all agree on one thing: its appearance brings with it a sense of impending doom that's palpable, a dread that's as real as the cobblestone streets under their feet. As the sun sets and the day gives way to the night, a hush falls over the town. Lights flicker out one by one, doors creak shut and locks click into place. The bustling streets fall silent, surrendering to the eerie calm of the night, and the residents, each in their own homes, wait with bated breath, for they know, as sure as the setting sun, that the shadowy figure might be lurking nearby. As the sun sets and darkness descends, the residents lock their doors, for they know the shadowy figure might be lurking nearby. The townspeople have had their share of chilling encounters with this enigmatic entity. Imagine a scene straight from a classic horror tale. The sun is just set, plunging the old town into darkness. The only sounds are the whispers of the wind and the distant hoot of an owl. Then, out of nowhere, a figure emerges from the shadows. It's not just any figure, but a silhouette so dark, so ominous, it's as if the night itself has taken form. This is the shadowy figure that has become the talk of the town, the enigmatic entity that has instilled fear into the hearts of the townsfolk. One resident, an old farmer, recounts a harrowing encounter. He was returning home late one night when he spotted the figure standing near his barn. He describes it as tall, almost reaching the eaves of the buildings, and formless, like a wisp of smoke given solidity. The figure just stood there, motionless, before it evaporated into the night air, leaving behind a chilling sense of dread. Another resident, a night watchman, shares his story. He was making his rounds when he stumbled upon the figure in the town square. The figure, he says, seemed to be observing the sleeping town, its stance eerily silent and still. He tried to approach it, but the closer he got, the more intense his fear became. He was paralyzed, frozen in place until the figure faded away, leaving him in a cold sweat. Then there's the tale of the local baker who saw the figure from her window. She describes a feeling of deep sadness washing over her, a sense of impending doom that made her heart pound in her chest. The figure, she said, seemed to be lost, wandering aimlessly before it disappeared into the shadows. These accounts, as varied as they are, share a common thread. They all speak of a mysterious figure that appears during the darkest hours, bringing with it a sense of dread and unease. Each encounter only deepens the mystery, leaving the townsfolk in a state of perpetual fear. One cold winter night, the shadowy figure's presence was more palpable than ever. Imagine it, the moon hanging low in the ink-black sky, the town blanketed in a silence so deep you could almost hear the snowflakes falling. Then, like a cold gust sweeping through the narrow alleys, the whispers started. The shadowy figure was back. There was no mistaking its arrival. The sudden drop in temperature, the inexplicable feeling of dread that gnawed at your insides, the prickling sense of being watched. But this night was different. This night, the shadowy figure didn't skulk in the shadows. It made its presence known. The story goes that multiple people saw it that night. From the baker closing up his shop to the old widow peering out from her window, their stories were eerily similar. A tall, ominous figure, darker than the night itself, drifting through the streets, casting an even darker shadow in its wake. Fear took hold of the town. Doors were bolted, curtains were drawn, Children were hushed and hurried to bed. The streets, usually bustling with activity, were deserted. The town was in the grip of a silent panic. Even the bravest souls dared not venture out. In the midst of the chaos, the town's old clock tower chimed midnight. As the final chime echoed through the frosty air, the shadowy figure vanished, just like that, as if it was never there, but its presence was undeniably felt. It left behind a coldness that no fire could warm, a fear that no daylight could erase. The dread lingered like a fog that refused to lift, creeping into every corner, every crevice, every heart. The townsfolk were left with questions that had no answers. What was this shadowy figure? Why was it haunting them? Was it a warning, a sign, a curse? The night ended with a chilling silence, leaving the town in an eerie calm. The shadowy figure was gone, but its haunting presence was etched in the memory of every soul in that old town, and the night of the haunting became a tale, a chilling reminder of the enigmatic entity that lurked in the shadows. The shadowy figure has become the stuff of legends, birthing many theories and superstitions. Some residents whisper of a restless spirit trapped between realms seeking release. Others speculate that it's a manifestation of the town's collective guilt, a spectral reminder of dark secrets buried deep within the town's history. A more scientific mind might propose that the figure is a mere trick of the light, a figment of the imagination, or a shared hallucination triggered by the town's eerie atmosphere. Some even entertain the idea that it could be an alien life form, a visitor from the cosmos studying us in the quiet of the night. But the most prevalent belief among the townsfolk is that the shadowy figure is a harbinger of doom, an omen of misfortune. It's said to appear only on the eve of calamity, a chilling warning to those who dare cross its path. In an attempt to ward off this enigmatic entity, the town has adopted unique practices and rituals. Before the stroke of midnight, you'll witness residents lighting lanterns, casting a warm, protective glow against the encroaching darkness. Some houses have mirrors facing outwards, in the hope that the figure will be frightened by its own reflection. The local church chimes the bell 13 times at dusk, a deviation from tradition believed to confuse and deter the figure. And let's not forget about the town's annual Shadow Festival, a night where residents gather dressed in dark cloaks mimicking the shadowy figure. The idea is to blend in with the entity, to trick it into thinking it's among its own kind, thereby diverting any potential harm away from the town. There are even special talismans sold at the town's market said to repel the shadowy figure. Made from old coins, raven feathers, and a mysterious stone found only in the town, these talismans are a popular purchase among both locals and curious tourists. Yet despite all efforts, the shadowy figure continues to haunt the town. The mystery of the shadowy figure remains unsolved, adding to the town's haunting charm. This enigma, this spectral being that roams the streets of this quiet old town, has only deepened in its complexity over time. Despite the countless stories, the numerous theories, and the many sleepless nights of fearful residents, the true nature of the figure continues to elude us all. The shadowy figure has become more than just a topic of hushed whispers and chilling tales told around the glow of campfires. It has become an integral part of the town's identity, a defining feature as prominent as the cobblestone streets and the centuries-old buildings that line them. The figure has intertwined itself with the town's history, becoming a symbol of its enduring mysteries, its unspoken fears, and its captivating allure. The figure is a constant reminder of the town's past, a past shrouded in mystery and tinged with an undercurrent of fear. Yet it's also a testament to the town's resilience, to its ability to withstand the unknown, to face it head-on, even when the midnight hour looms close and the figure prepares to make its nightly journey. Some may see the figure as a curse, a terrifying specter that brings with it a sense of impending doom. Others might view it as a protector, a guardian of sorts, warding off those who would harm the town or its people. Yet the rest consider it a symbol of the town's rich history and its enduring enigma. Regardless of one's opinion, one thing remains clear. The figure is inseparable from the town, as much a part of it as the old town hall or the ancient oak that stands tall in the town square. The figure is a piece of the town's soul, a manifestation of its darkest secrets and its deepest fears. And so, as the cloak of night descends and the town plunges into darkness once again, Its residents can only brace themselves for what the night might bring. The figure, shrouded in mystery, continues to lurk in the shadows, its intentions as unknown as ever. As the midnight hour approaches, the town braces itself once again. Who knows what the shadowy figure has in store tonight?
Hit the subscribe button if you don't want me to come at night.